So what's your favorite activity, my dude? Aside from video games, writing,
going to the gym, cooking.
Wait,
let's start with that. Let's start with that one.
Wait, you go to the gym? What gym? Carry?
Gymothy. Anyways, where were we? Ah, yes.
Yeah, cooking. Let's talk about cooking.
Meth, crack, amphetamines. You know the usual. Over here, we're not talking about that kind of cooking.
No. No, my dude.
Ah.
We're talking about the family-friendly kind of cooking.
Ah.
Bombs. No. Let's be fucking serious. Let's be fucking serious.
Okay.
I've recently, well, not recently, but through the years, I've noticed that today most people don't cook at home.
Yep.
And I feel weird when someone tells me that they have no idea how to cook anything aside from like bacon and eggs. Bacon? No, they don't know how to cook fucking bacon.
Yeah, that's too much.
Just eggs.
Wait, you mean I have to put the bacon in first so it releases a bit of fat
Yeah,
for flavor? Nah.
They're gonna burn it. But yeah, I find it weird when someone tells me that they don't know how to cook anything aside from maybe eggs, toast, maybe at most. Which doesn't only sound strange, but it sounds off-putting, at least for me. Because you're a whole fucking ass adult, and here you're telling me that you don't know how to fulfill one of the needed activities to survive. Like, doesn't that sound strange to you?
I mean, it does.
Because I consider cooking to be one of the easiest things ever. You have a recipe. No, I'm talking about like normal.
No. Yeah, I get you. How I describe it as easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about like being master chef, iron chef, whatever. To make something edible that doesn't taste half bad, that tastes much better than anything you can buy in a store, it doesn't take much. You just need to follow a simple recipe that today, if you're watching this video, you can do a simple Google search, right? And it's gonna take at most 20 minutes to make something that's healthier than what you can buy at a store or a fast food chain. Something that is cheaper to make, something that will fill you up a lot more, something that will taste 10 times better. Did I say it tastes already? I don't know.
Let's mention it again.
But yeah, let's mention it again.
It's important.
Something that's gonna taste much better. But no, like, I just find it weird when people tell me that they don't know how to cook just because it's not that you don't know how to cook, you do not want to cook. At least that's what I think. What's your opinion?
I agree. It's not really opinion because I agree with you. I'm just gonna add on to that in the last few years, I actually haven't met that much people who don't want to cook. Actually, surprisingly, I think I've been quite lucky, and the type of people I meet actually like to cook and enjoy it. And we've got to share a lot of stories and had a lot of discussions. But looking back at it, at one point in time, I was one of those people who didn't know how to cook. Like, boiling noodles with some mixed vegetables was like the creme de la creme of recipes for me. I thought I was a master chef just because I did that. Added the sauces, in the packets and the spices and like
Michelin star.
Yeah, Michelin star. Look at this beautiful meal. Look,
succulent meal.
Succulent. Like, that's nice, but that's barely cooking.
Yep.
The thing that really drew me to cooking was the gratification I actually got to receive from it. Because the things you mentioned on the side, that it's cheaper, it's healthier and all that, tastes better. You get a lot more gratification from cooking. A, for doing something recreationally. B, I started to consider cooking as a form of expression, an art form. Like, you try something new, you experiment, and then you're gratified for it. Really, I think it's an essential skill that is really I don't know how to say it, it's overly emphasized today. Like it shouldn't be that big of a deal to cook.
Yeah.
But it's fun. You know, it's a fun activity, especially because we like to cook. And for the viewers, there's usually some holidays like New Year's or WrestleMania.
Holidays is the best holiday
for the
ever.
holidays.
The biggest Christian holiday.
Exactly.
WrestleMania.
Exactly. Where we get together and we cook.
Yeah, celebrate Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. And it's a bonding experience. It's fun to prep the meals. It's fun to prep the lasagna. Be it from, the layers to the sauce to the bechamel to everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to do all that. And at the end, when you get to eat it, you feel so gratified. And it feels even better if you share it with someone.
Yeah.
Because I love cooking for other people. It's not for the praise, even though the praise feels nice.
It is.
Praise feels nice.
It is.
But I appreciate that they're trying something of mine, It feels nice.
I mean, I totally agree that celebrating the best holiday ever with food is a must.
True.
But the thing is, like you said, and I was just messing around with WrestleMania, but what I wanted to say
No,
is
you
now-
weren't.
what I wanted to say is now, yeah, it is fulfilling when you make something and you see other people try it and enjoy it. Like, it's a compliment that cannot be compared to anything
Yeah.
unless you actually like you cannot express how it feels
Because you
unless
earned
you
it.
feel it. Yeah.
Compliments that you've earned feel the best. Like, for example, you're born pretty, and people keep telling you all your life, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're pretty. Like, after a while, it'll mean nothing to you. Like, you're pretty. But if you put work into something, and it pays off and you get gratification for it and recognition, it feels a lot better.
I mean, one of my favorite things ever is experimenting with new recipes.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I make anything, doesn't matter what it is, I always experiment with either the sauce or something minor that's not gonna completely drastically change the whole, flavor of the meal.
Yeah, but what if?
But it's always fun to like change something, and usually my father is the one who's like, oh, this time it tastes better than before, or oh, this time it's not as good as before. But even when even when you're getting the negative criticism when it comes to cooking, it's still fulfilling. Because if you don't like it, maybe someone else will like that thing. And that's the fun thing about cooking, at least for me, Because no one has the same palate. You can't make something super spicy? What? Super
Kevin Spacey.
Please no. Something super spicy and expect everyone to like it, But yeah, that's
the thing that made me laugh was when you said criticism with your cooking. It's normal to receive criticism for your cooking, but there's this one measure I use to determine if that's a valid criticism or not. Like, if you eat what I put in front of you, and then you tell me, oh, it's bad, I don't trust you. If it's
You don't
bad,
have to.
I'm not eating it.
you don't have to.
Yeah, I think we agree on this. If it's actually bad, I'm not even putting it in my mouth.
Yeah.
So when somebody eats something and goes back, oh, this isn't good,
And then goes for a second bite
just shut up. Just shut up. I don't trust you.
Yeah, that's why I love my father's criticism, because he's just like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is trash. But
Yeah.
if he's like, oh, this is slightly not as good as before,
you can do
he's
this.
still eating it. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Good job, me.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah.
It works,
But what I also wanted to mention about this specific topic is how in the past, and this is not my view, just like a disclaimer, but it's evident that in the past, the women were the ones who made the food at home for the husbands and everything. And nowadays, it's mostly women who don't know how to cook.
Funny, isn't it?
Right? And again, I hate anyone who doesn't know how to cook, at least a simple meal. I don't give a shit what you are. I hate you. But it's just funny to me how nowadays it's mostly women who don't know how to cook. And why? Like, why? Why don't you know how to cook? Do you not know how to clean? Do you not know how to fucking turn on the washer or dry your own clothes?
Some don't.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Like, look, I think it comes down to individual basis, but on a societal level, it's a noticeable phenomenon. And the movement I'm gonna actually attribute this to is the feminist movement. Now, how it changed this? I'm gonna use an analogy from a different movement, the punk movement.
Okay.
Now, why am I comparing this? Because feminism made such a big point of, the woman being a housewife, that she take care of the house, clean everything, that they went against that.
Oh, okay.
The modern woman was supposed to go against that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why did I compare it to punks?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Punks, it's a bit silly, but I'm gonna classify them under the anarchist movement. Let's do it. I know it's a bit silly, but I'm gonna classify them. The whole point of the anarchist movement was, to challenge authority and to live without the need for authority.
Yeah.
But what do most punks do? Fuck you, mom and dad, I hate you. Like, that's not punk, that's silly. And that's why I'm comparing it. Like, you're not doing it for the greater good because it's better. You're doing it because it's just a trope and a part of your movement. Yeah. Same with modern feminism. Like, modern feminists hate to cook and clean, not because, it's inherently bad or something, but because it's seen as something lesser within their movements. It's just so stupid. Because, as you said, it's an essential human skill. We've talked previously on the channel about staying healthy.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay healthy, knowing how to cook is the number one skill. Bar none.
Just like safety is number one priority, so is cooking.
Yeah.
So is fucking cooking. But I was laughing because when you mentioned punks, because we're talking about cooking, I thought you were gonna be like, so just like punks who only eat cigarettes and drink beer, I was gonna be like, please don't say that, but thank you.
No.
No, but I totally agree that it is the feminist movement that changed the whole perception of how the house chores should be. But it's funny because the start of feminism was like, oh, there are no male or female chores. Everyone should do the chores just because you need them to be done.
Yeah, exactly.
You need them to be done.
Like we agree with that. You see, the funny thing is, we agree with that.
Yeah.
We agree with that premise.
Yeah.
Like first wave premise, first wave feminism.
Yeah. Amazing thing.
Yeah.
Amazing thing.
Really useful.
Yeah. Second wave, it's fine.
Yeah. Third wave and after,
No.
You lost. You lost.
We should talk about feminism and anarchism.
Eventually.
Yeah. But
with a woman present. Jokes on us, we don't know women. That's just a joke.
Hey, Mom. But do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
To the sauce? Do you have any spices to add?
Oh, some energy. King of flavor.
But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much. What?
Yeah.
Just do this. Done. I
Anyways.
quit.
Peace. Love you. Mwah.